guess this track is flagged for copyright because it kicked off the Facebook account.
Oh, for real?
What up, Hoy? It's Sunday.
Fucking good old book. The good old book, man.
The book. Put it on the book.
Put it in your face.
In your face. Good morning, guys.
What up, man? What's going on?
Oh,
What's
it's
going
fine.
on?
We live on Facebook again. We good.
We're good?
What's up,
Yeah.
book?
Yeah. Big ups to the book. This is kind of interesting. So, did we from last week, right? I think we had a big release. So that was the flyer. If anybody, just to catch everyone up. Last Sunday was sort of a soft release. Is that what they call soft open? Soft open of our Sunday, right? Where we released two of the new members of the draft class. I believe. Do we have these guys? Are they backstage?
Get a raid? Cape Bonix?
Oh, the Bozzy, the now the new pop-up master.
He is, dude.
Yeah, man.
The closet of wonder. The closet of wonder.
The lighting's on point. The new overlays, like he got new
Welcome,
dance
Raiders.
moves.
Welcome,
Yeah,
welcome, Raiders.
Welcome. I'm Robbie. I see you. What up? Do we have our guys backstage, Christian?
Yeah. So let's introduce the
Yeah.
first two of the draft class. We got ChuckRighteous in the building
Hey.
and AlvinEase in the house.
man,
No
bring
pun
him in.
intended.
Look at this.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Hey,
It's
Hoy.
It's so odd to see these two like not playing tunes,
Can I,
like just normal. Like it's weird. I don't know. To me,
can I just say something about these two? Ever since we released their information,
Yeah,
they came out the box this whole week with entirely new music. Like, where was all this music before this, guys?
it's sandbagging, man.
You know, it's a different animal now, man. I mean, we respect the Hoy, man. We got to bring it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Chuck's killing it, man.
Thank you. Hey,
Chuck's
I'm a
lead.
big fan of everyone that's in the Hoy, especially you guys. Right? I'm big fans of y'all, man. So I mean, you get the news you're gonna be in the Hoy, man. You just got to step the game up again, man. It's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
Man, hold it out. I'm saying.
so
I'm like low key jealous every time Chuck when you were just playing vinyl. The whole time I've been watching you for like months,
For sure.
and I'm like, fuck. I want to go back to vinyl. That'd be cool.
and in my mind, I'm like, man, these guys are laughing at me. I'm playing these old ass, dusty ass records. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
No.
crazy.
Man.
But you got to give it up to AlvinEase with the when he plays vinyl, dude. I'm like, wow, this dude is another level, bro. Like, yo, I'm a big fan of you, homie. Straight up, man. Always, man.
I mean, half of the house tracks y'all play got me in my feels. I'm like, oh shit, this is so nostalgic. And then you play like all this other shit I don't know,
Yeah.
which is also just as dope. I'm just like, man, what's up? And it's on vinyl. Come on, man.
And then out of nowhere,
appreciate you guys,
Alvinese comes out with all the edits, all these edits. From,
Yo, Alvin's edit game, underrated.
oh my God, come on,
Thank you, man.
Alvin, man.
Just keeping up with you guys, man. Y'all have been for the longest.
I mean, I'll admit, we swapped album covers. We like to call them. We swapped album covers, images, because we don't share anything else. And I was like going through it, and I was like just setting cue points and stuff. I was like, damn, this is nasty. Like, anyways, sorry. I feel like a kid that just got handed like a box of new toys.
Oh my God.
Man, gonna play a bunch of new stuff. So what's up? How y'all feeling? Happy Sunday, number one. It's a beautiful day out, 43 crisp degrees today.
Indeed.
Winds blowing in, as my sportsbook degenerate ass would say. Cubs in the under. That's my pick today. If you guys are betting,
who are they playing today?
we're Milwaukee.
Brewers.
Yeah, they got Woodruff, good pitcher. And we got Jakey on the mound. Over under 7 runs. Winds blowing in about 11 miles an hour from left field. So, and it's cold, so I'm thinking
You sound like Harry Carey, bro. That's
Yeah.
pretty-
nah, look,
Is this your audition tape to broadcast?
I know, right? Yeah, coming up next. Yeah, dude. Shout out, rest in peace, Harry Carey, man. I'll tell you what. I don't know if you guys are Cubs fans. I know most of you guys are, right? I remember there's a play-by-play where, if anyone knows who Paul Molitor is, old school brewer, been a brewer for a minute, and then we had Rafael Palmeiro at one point, and I remember he called Rafael Palmeiro, like he mixed the two names together. He's like, coming up the bat, we got Rafael Palmeiro, and I was like, what the fuck? Harry was always drunk, bro. That dude was like,
oh yeah,
drunk. Hey, shout out to Teen. There's a fellow sports degenerate gambler who also calls the under. Yeah, that's what I'm playing under today. So, but full disclosure, if you lose money, sorry, I'm not a professional sports bettor. I'm just a degenerate gambler. So, anyways, I know we're going off topic here. Let's just talk about the week in general. I mean, everybody had a lot of streams this week. I mean, Chuck had the clutch coming out of the bullpen stream last night. Got tapped on the shoulder. I think Calvin had a real gig or something, right? Didn't you get booked and then?
Yeah, I like to do that when someone's like, "Hey, I can't do it, man." I like to just come in, man. I'm always like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm spontaneous like that.
No pause. You just want to get in there.
I'm just like, you know what, man? Why not, man? Because I like practicing on the controller, man. I might as well practice on stream. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just to work it out. So I'm not shy about trying new stuff or messing up, man. I mean, it is what it is, you know. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mikey Jukes, I see you. Jay Swank.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Alvin.
All right. Steph was saying she couldn't hear me.
I thought you were just being like, oh, I don't need to talk, bro.
Oh, no.
I'm good. I'm good.
No, I'm good. I was trying to actually get set up on my the deck area where the tables are, but I couldn't figure it out. We here.
Yeah, no, you're man. Have you ever been to Alvin? I've been blessed to call these guys like family. So Alvin and Eugene, and man, their setup it's ridiculous. I mean, Eugene's setup. So they both have separate setups. So like Alvin's got his setup downstairs with the tables. BK in the building.
Hey.
I see you, bro.
Hey, what up?
With the cake.
Hey,
What's going on? Morning.
Boy Wonder.
Boy Wonder, hoy.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Clean hands.
boy, Papa Wonder. He's playing. He's playing dad right now.
Yeah, man.
Fresh one came out the oven. So big ups to Boy Wonder, who's probably not sleeping right now. He's probably still awake.
We sessioned with him the other night. He was just like, "Man, I want to practice," and we're like, "Okay, let's practice." And we just scratch it in the middle of the night.
He had it probably mad low. He's like, I don't want to wake up the baby.
Yeah.
That's real life DJing right now, right? It's like fatherhood and streaming and stuff. Kay's ready. Kay, you ready for some kids, right?
Who, me?
Yeah. Yeah.
God willing, dude. God willing, bro.
If you ever want to borrow, I got two. You can have them. I'm pretty saturated with kids right now. It's killing me.
Saturation's real, man.
You guys are killing me. But yeah, no, we had a lot of dope streams this week. I feel like I've seen Zell on 18 flyers this week. I don't know about you. Zell's probably the hardest working Hoy DJ right now.
she's dope, man. She's dope as hell too, man.
I swear to God, she's been on so many streams this week. So,
And we were pulling teeth to get her on Twitch.
Really?
Yeah, right? In the beginning?
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I'm not sure. I don't know how this works. And
First time I saw her, I'm like, man, this lady is raw, man. She's dope, man. So I'm a big fan of hers, man.
Fun too, you can tell.
yeah, man. Yeah, she's on point, man. And, I like that she's opening up and taking in the scratching stuff. So, that, going on that journey and practicing. And, yeah, it's dope. Our goal as Hoy and in Hoy Scratch Sessions is we're going to get D-Double to scratch on stream.
Yes.
One day.
After 60 years of DJing, we're going to get him to open up.
One day.
Can't wait.
Brian and I did it for a little bit.
Yeah. Y'all did it at DJ Rex's crib, right? I seen it, man. Yeah, you do a little wiki.
I've
That's
seen
a little-
Alvin cut it up recently.
Dude,
on his
Alvin,
streams.
dude. You guys are snoozing on Alvin.
And Eugene, bro. You guys.
I just practice. while I stream.
He sandbagged me. I remember when we went over there that time I went to your house, Alvin, and he's like, "Yeah, you want to just mess around on the tables downstairs?" I'm like, "Yeah, word." We went down there. He's like, "Yeah, you want to scratch?" Like, I'll put some instrumentals out. I'm like, "Okay, cool, right?" So then I'm like, here I am thinking, because I'm like on this like scratch journey. I'm like, I've been practicing or whatever, and I'm doing my scratches. And Alvin goes, "Yeah, I don't really, I haven't really been doing it." And all of a sudden he comes out with these joke coolies. His chirps are all clean and shit. I'm like, what? Why you guys show me up like that? I'm just glad you weren't streaming, because I'm like, you totally sandbagged your scratching skill, this guy.
That session inspired me to get set up down. I appreciate you
Oh
coming out.
man. Oh yeah.
And that inspired me to get down here, because I was asking you all the questions, how to set up everything. So that was dope.
So Alvin, did you start off scratching? You too, Chuck. Because I mean, during the meetup, you and Eugene were scratching your asses off. I was like, what? Let me see this.
No, I started mixing that, and then I kind of when Cableism got really kind of popular. I got hooked up.
Tony.
Yeah, I was like, wow, buying all this record. Yeah,
It's cool.
Mhm.
Chuck, you scratch?
No, I always wanted to learn, but man, I just never could get it, man. I was and I never was around anyone that knew how to do it, so I didn't. I kind of dibble and dabble a little bit, but nothing like you guys. I mean, you guys are amazing.
House to death, dude. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, I've always a fan of DJs that could scratch, especially being a fan of like Julian Joe Perez and Bad Boy Bill. They would incorporate that scratching in their mixes, and I was like, man, I wish I could do that, but I could just never ever grasp it, man. And I'm always willing to learn, man. So if someone wants to come by and teach me, or if I can come by, man, I'll be more than happy to try.
We'll do a house scratch.
House scratch tutorial, like 120 BPM.
Man.
be part of that.
Hey, just let me know. Let me know when you guys want me to do my Earth People tutorial, because that's the only thing.
Look,
Dude.
I can't.
Hell yeah.
I can't do it. Shoot, I know.
So I was gonna do it. Actually, I was just telling Dave I was spinning house. I think DFH, and I had Earth People, and I practiced. I tried it like twice or three times before I went live. I couldn't do it. I couldn't even come close to doing it. And I'm
I
like,
did it for Dave Cella, but I
Yeah.
practiced it 50
Oh yeah,
times.
Kristen got it off.
Chris got it off.
Yeah.
50 times before. I was like,
I couldn't even come close. I was just like, nah, I ain't even gonna try this. Like, nope.
Have you guys heard it, Chuck? Alvin, you guys heard Dave's Earth People scratch?
I did. I seen him
Uh,
H&G Tuesday.
Oh, did you do it on H&G? I didn't catch the H&G.
No,
stuff,
not this past one. I did it on my first H&G. I did it there.
Dude, it's
Back, and I'm like, oh, shit, I missed out on that.
I saw D Double pull off a trick too. He was playing some old school house too, and he pulled it. He's like, man, let me pull this trick out. I used to do it. He's like, I used to do this on vinyl. Let me see if it works out on a
Controller.
a digital. And man, it was dope, man. I was like, damn, this boy snapping, man. I liked it, man.
Man, that's it. That's the only trick I could do. So whenever
That's the
What
one.
track were you playing? What
That's
track were you
the one.
playing? I forget, man.
Earth People.
Earth People.
with Earth
Yeah,
People.
okay,
Was
yeah,
it right? He does that little
Yeah.
It's dope.
I thought it was dope. I'm like, yeah, let's go, man.
I
Okay.
have no idea how I came up with that.
DJ Rex, because he has his table set up, you've now painted yourself into the situation where you have to attempt it. You gotta do it. You gotta try it right now.
Do it.
Because the chat's probably wondering, they're like, "What is this Earth People scratch? What are you talking about?"
What is it?
You know, let's hear it. Kid Chris
Real
got his
quick,
table set up too.
While we're waiting for Rex to set it up, Alvin, you got echo cancellation on? Your mic's cutting like in and out.
Is it? I'm sorry.
Settings in StreamYard, yeah.
Yeah, setting in StreamYard.
Look at K with
Yeah,
the
Earth People. Earth
subliminal.
People is such a dope
marketing.
track too, man.
Oh my God, that's my
Oh.
most favoriteest
Oh, wow, man.
track ever in life.
The dopest house track, man. I'm telling
Yeah,
you. man.
for Dave Cella, when I was asked to spin Midnight, and I was like, I'm gonna try. I was gonna try it too. I had the track in my crate, right? And I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to do D Double's Earth People scratch. So about 15 minutes before I went live, I was practicing it, and I couldn't get it for the life of me. So I'm
I'm
not
telling
gonna
you.
blend. I'm not gonna
It was the
blend
same.
it. That just looks stupid at that point. So let's forget
It was
it.
the same. I couldn't even.
I think you got it now, though. Go ahead.
Well,
You
so
ready?
this is no, I don't. But this is just how the track sounds. This is how the track sounds normal, right?
You got it totally.
That's the intro,
That's
right?
the intro. 4 bar or 4/8.
That track is so sick.
Oh, that is a track actually.
And
So
we'll be right back. Facebook.
You got it,
We'll
bro.
be
You got it.
I know. Facebook, I'm sure will be right there.
so that's Earth People, right? And that's
Okay.
yeah, that's it.
No. We gotta hear the attempt. You gotta hear the attempt.
Come on, dude. What do you
try it.
tease me? Tease me.
That's it. That's all I could do though. I lose it.
No, you know what? You know why? Because you get. I'm telling you, because it's the same confusion for me. Because you know the track goes. It starts like a simple kick snare, and then there's that part where it doubles up in the intro. You just got to keep scratching it the same way. Trust me. That's how Dave is doing. That's why it sounds like the sound sounds even, like all the way through. Keep going. Dig-a-doom, 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 dig-a-doom. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. You have that double kick. See?
There you go.
I told you. See, don't let the sound confuse you. Just keep the same cadence.
Keep going.
It's coming. Dun, 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 let go. Look at that.
Yeah, there it is.
See?
All right, I'm gonna leave. Let's go, everybody.
Figured it out. Wow.
Look
I
at
mean,
that. See?
Beautiful.
Like D Double has had 50 years practicing that, so better
That's
be
right.
every time he does it. So.
It's better to be the best at one thing. You know what I mean? Mediocre
master
at a
of
bunch
none.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. No, see that? Do I get an A for coaching? Because I'm
Yeah,
terrible at
that
scratching.
was
right?
good.
See?
I was.
just,
You're right. I was just getting a little bit ahead of it, and I wasn't waiting for it. You got to wait for it.
You have to wait.
yeah. It's almost a delay. It's off the, not on the one kind of. Look at that. I'm
gotta
talking
catch it.
scratch like I know what I'm talking about. Shout out to the whole. See, so Chuck, you were talking about you want to learn scratching. Like, this is the
I
perfect
would love
group
to.
to be part of for that. And this is not a shameless plug for Hoy Scratch Sessions at 9 p.m. every Tuesday Central Time on Twitch.
Not a
Do you
plug.
think someone can be taught? Someone that's been DJing as long as I have,
Yes.
or as anyone else? Do you think you can be taught to do that? I mean,
Yes.
all right. Then
Look at
I want to
Voltaire.
learn.
Look, before this,
Voltaire, look at Voltaire.
I've never.
He started spinning.
Oh, really? I didn't know that, man. I thought you were scratching from the
Okay,
get,
you
man.
bastard. Yeah, no, dude, my scratch experience was like a couple weeks before, like, and that was like 15 years ago when I tried to do it. But like you, like I was in the same situation where I didn't have nobody, so I was just trying to watch like YouTube
Yeah.
videos and learn, and I couldn't do it. So I got frustrated because I tried to learn everything at the same time. I stopped. Then when we started Twitch and we started the Hoy, I was even scared, but I was like, I could tell, like, you put yourself in a group of DJs that a lot of these guys can scratch and they're good at it.
Yeah.
You feel like you got to compensate. Like, okay, I got to step my game up a little bit. So, yeah, they're good teachers. So
I
and it's
always
just-
found that intimidating when you were around the DJ and their turntables, or they could scratch really well. You're like, oh man, like I can't even be on that level, man. I always felt like intimidated, like, oh man, they're gonna think I'm a scrub. You know what I'm saying? So
no, not
I
at
think
all.
it's different because like when you go up somewhere or you're at the club or whatever, like it's showtime. But like when we do it on stream or in like behind the scenes when we're not streaming, it's like we're in somebody's basement. Like that's how we roll, you know what I mean? And so like
just kicking it,
we'll
yeah.
stop,
Like that.
we'll take the time, like we'll talk about concepts and like technique and help everyone figure it out, or just like no worry about like going with the flow. Just like maybe you just want to practice at one scratch for like whatever 16 bars straight, and like there's no
Wow.
pressure. I think that's what we try to put out.
That's
You know?
dope.
And feedback is the big thing, right? Like it's you can't really understand if you're progressing unless your peers are telling you like, yo, I heard this and it sounds better, or you should try this, or this works for me. And when you're getting that feedback, and obviously you're around a group of really sort of close now, a lot of us sort of grew up together like an industry, or you know what I'm saying, or even if we didn't, like, but this group is pretty tight knit, and so it's good to get that feedback. It's helped me tremendously. Like before, like I would have never be practicing scratching, but I laugh at myself when I'm working in my home office and like I'll just stop lunch break and I'll turn around and turn the tables on real quick and scratch for like 30 minutes and then come back. Yeah. But I still have to learn the Earth People scratch. That's the one I got to learn for sure. But just for the week. So Alvin, Chuck, like I just want to get your. So we kind of want to like recap the week and the streams. And was there anything that stood out during the week from a stream? Maybe a memorable moment or just something. I'm just curious because there's so many streams out there, and like it's kind of hard to keep track of who's doing what. But I'm curious from your eyes. People like to know the other side of things, not just the streamer, but when you're watching other streams as well. So I'll start with Chuck. Anything stand out to you from last week?
Everything, man. The track selection from Alvin. I mean, the R&B edits, and I mean the smoothness he mixes with, the scratches, the chirps, man, he was coming out with. I was like, man, I was really impressed when I was watching it. And I listened to it mostly because I had stuff going on at the crib too. But I was like, man, we were getting ready to go to church. We were going to a late mass, and he was dropping these tracks. I had to jump back on the stream and be like, yo, man, that's hot too. And he's like, I thought you were going to church. I'm like, yeah, I am, but
He's taking me to church right now.
Yeah.
just because I'm trying to get right with God don't mean I can, listen to vibe out. You know what I mean?
Multitasking. Yeah.
So, well, man, I'm a big fan of Alvin. I'm a big fan of all of y'all, man. But when I see Alvin or Eugene or someone dropping some clean house or some R&B, man, I'm just like, man, you almost want to not DJ. You're like, damn, this dude, I can't. How am I gonna compete with this dude? You know what I mean? Like the tracks he got, the selection, how clean it is, and just like, man, like you get jealous, bro. You're like, damn, I wish I could. It's appreciation. You know what I'm saying? So
Some might say this might turn out to be a compliment.
shout
battle.
out Roll Pop. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
This could be a compliment battle. Alvin, your rebuttal.
Yeah. So yeah, when we got welcome last day, Chuck went on like he threw fire like right off. I'm like, oh my god, the hell am I? Like I was planning to do a set like that, and I'm like, how should I follow up with that? Because people watching too, so maybe I might want to change it up. And I was getting nervous. I was nervous because he was nervous too, and I'm like, oh man. And then he just did a dope ass hour-and-a-half set, and I'm like, all right, man, I gotta go. I still gotta go on. So, big ups to ChuckRighteous, always dropping that heat like every set.
I appreciate it, man.
Playing like
Thanks.
like you could tell, you put a lot of effort.
Listen, bro, I'm gonna stop. Thank you so much, but you could, with me and you, and with everybody, we're having fun, bro. Like we generally have a passion for music, and we're just trying to have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's what it is. It boils down to you're having a good time. People can feel your energy. People are gonna feed off that. You know what I'm saying? So I always see that with Alvin, man. He's got a passion. I love watching you play home.
And
I really do, man.
Love how you step out of your box a lot, Chuck. Like like you show that versatility, and it's so dope, man. From your
I feel like y'all should get a room. Let's just turn off
I know.
the
Can I
cameras.
get the
No, you're
the
awesome.
next punchline?
No,
I
you're
want to have a
awesome.
baby with this motherfucker, man.
Y'all need a
Let's go,
second?
man.
Y'all need a second?
I know.
Go
Y'all need a second to just hang out.
Go ahead.
I think that's cool though. You step out of the box, get uncomfortable for a minute, man. Play something you wouldn't usually play. Have fun with it, bro. That's it.
No, that's dope. The key thing I take out of this sort of banter between you two, besides like the compliments, which I think are warranted on both sides, the dope part about knowing when an artist is like into his shit is when you are nervous. That's when you're really into your craft, right? You're like, okay, because even like the dopest athletes, like I know when they have to get up for a playoff game or they're nervous. I mean, you're not in tune if you're not nervous. So that's dope. I like it. I wouldn't even imagine if somebody put me on a bill after one of you two to play house. I'll just stream me playing Call of Duty. Like I won't even DJ. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna be playing games because I'm not trying to play house after these guys. That's tech house, future house, bass house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
we
Don't start,
we
don't
always
start,
we have this debate. We have this
Don't
debate
start.
about what house music is because like DJ pools categorize it differently.
EDM.
Don't start.
So let's ask that question. That's an interesting question.
boy.
And I'll start with Alvin this time. How do you discern EDM from house? Is there a difference in what those two are classified as?
Here
Yeah.
we go.
There we go.
Off I heard, so let me put the headphones on. So you heard I'm getting one sec.
Sorry.
And
Or
then
Okay, we'll start with Chuck while Alvin rocks his headphones.
So the
EDM in
question
house.
is, me personally, I never like to categorize my house music. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm jacking house. Anything I feel like that's on the radio, like EDM or like electro, I feel like okay. With me personally, I'm having hard trouble answering. Me personally, I never like categories in my house, be jacket or tech or whatever. I'm gonna play whatever I feel that I like. You know what I'm saying? EDM to me is cool in its own right. It's just a different style of house. I think it's still house music to me, man. You know what I'm saying? I really
There you
do
go.
feel that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those snobs where like, oh, you're playing Euro, that's whack, or you're playing electro, that's whack. If you rock
You triggered it, Dave.
If you feeling it, you rocking it, man. It's all good with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Well
That's how I
said.
feel about it.
Well said.
I
Well
appreciate
said.
it all, man.
And
Whether it be
clip
tech or Latin or jacking or whatever house, man. Future, yeah, I don't care, man. If it's dope, I like it. It's house. I'm gonna call it house. You know what I mean?
Boom.
But I'm
Look,
also from the suburbs, so my opinion might not count. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
you come from a lake nested in between some hills. I get it. That's all good.
Yes, sir,
Alvin.
man. It's rough out here, man.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me better now?
Yeah. Keep
don't
talking.
mess with the Crystal Lake though. Crystal Lake. Is,
Okay, good.
Oh, those are scrubs, man, over there. Watch stay out of Crystal Lake, man.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, Alvin.
So, all right. So yeah, it's a hard subject. Pause. You could say,
Very
but
sensitive.
that's coming from the house purist standpoint, I guess, because. But I totally agree with Chuck. I used to be a house purist where it's like I would say like, all right, well that's not house, but this is house. But who's to say like what house is? It's like it's really your interpretation.
Look at that.
What makes it house. Like you could play disco, you could even play some like R&B cuts and make that shit house. You could play EDM and you could play it slower or to the like. You could make your shit house. So who's to say?
So
Yeah.
Alvin,
Can I ask something real quick?
Why did you not jump on the chat at that moment, sir?
So hold on, Alvin.
That's
Alvin,
because that's your chat.
Alvin, you said you could play EDM but play it slower. So does that mean EDM as is
Slower.
not house?
What I'm
Oh,
saying.
DJ Rex is trying to.
Okay.
He's like depressed, man. He's trying to catch you up.
understand what Killer is. You gotta understand who Killer was.
I think sometimes like the pure EDM sets are a little bit faster compared to a house set.
What is the butter zone for house music?
Usually like
BPM wise?
125, 126.
25. Yes.
So 120 is not house music?
No, that's bounce.
Nah.
That's high end bounce.
He asked the
See, I've always liked a little faster, like 130. Like that was always like a little bit more.
That too? Yeah.
Because I like a lot of hard house too. Like
Oh
to
yeah.
add to what's house,
So,
what's house and what's
I would
not.
say
What
deep
about,
like-
deep house. Deep house is 125-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
And
about
then your
hot music though, right? That is BPM of like what, 114?
120? Yeah.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
No,
That
it's low.
that is not really house. It's more dance,
Oh, there we
hip
go.
hop
Oh
inspired.
yeah.
But all the house heads loved it. It was not a house track.
But listen, when house music first came out, I mean, there was no such thing as a house track, man. They were dropping underground deep
Yes.
disco music. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
A lot of them tracks are like 115 to 120, like your first
Yes.
choice. You know, your doctor. So it's like, how do you classify what's house and what's BPM they should be at? You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt like.
You
And then when
can't.
Acid came out,
I guess you can. Yeah.
When Acid House came out, they're like, "Well, is this house?" I'm like, "Of course it was house." You know what I'm saying? You know, to me, techno, it was still house music to me, man. It was still that beat, that driving beat to me. But what do I know, bro? You know what I'm saying?
So
I'm just a dude in Lake in the Hills, man.
Here's a little
You know what I'm saying?
a little test for the panel. A little test for the panel. So this is Soho, hot music, right? Iconic track. I'm gonna play it for a few seconds. Everybody's gonna go around and guess the BPM.
Man.
Couple more seconds. No cheating. All right. We're gonna go all the way around. We're gonna start with Kid Chris. What's that BPM?
It is 118.
Damn.
Okay. Voltizi knows.
Yeah, instinctively, my first guess was like 114, 112, 114, around there. Yeah, 114.
BK.
I will go with 119.
119. Chuck
$1.
Righteous.
$1.
$1.
Charlie
I'm gonna
first.
say 112.
112.
Hey.
Hey.
Dave, do you know it?
Numbers
118.
in
No,
your-
my first guess was 118. I didn't look it up.
118. Okay. AlvinEase.
Say 115.
Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, the only one that was actually close and actually kind of hit it was Mr. Voltizi Knows.
Very nice. Lower.
Hey, the non-house DJ.
112.
Oh,
Wow.
Wait, that's what I said. I said
Chuck
112.
guessed 112.
Oh, yeah,
112, dude. Oh, hell no, dude.
Yeah,
What
Chuck
twelve?
won
You
it.
just
Heads up.
rubber tired him, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Peaches and cream.
The only one that actually, you're right, because Chuck, you guessed it spot on. Voltizi said 2 numbers, so that didn't really count.
I know. I said 114, 112 instinctively. So
114, 112.
you like
Did he
that?
do that song?
That's the
Peaches and
range.
cream?
That's the range.
Numbers in your pocket.
Non-committal.
Non-committal. That's right. Undecided.
That's it.
Undecided.
I can't believe I got that right.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I'm glad I set the
I got an app on my
gasoline
phone,
and the
though.
match
I
here
got
with
an
the
app on
house
my
music
phone.
question.
30.
That's
So I
35.
find that okay. So Dave, maybe like you were saying earlier, it's not really a house track originally, but all the house heads love it.
So yeah, what made it ill in New York, because it came out of New York, of course, was all the dance heads, all the house heads danced to it. It was like a b-boyish track. It was more like a, I believe they call it beat and stuff. It's more beat, which was, it was like the aftermath. It was fast hip hop. It was like the chaoses and the
Yeah.
a lot of
after hip-hop.
up rock
Yeah,
style
it
up
was-
rock to
Up
this.
rock,
Yeah.
yeah.
all that. Yeah. So Jesus Christ.
Weren't the b-boys? Weren't the b-boys?
Jesus Christ.
Weren't the b-boys dancing the craft work and stuff like
Yes.
that? A lot of
Yeah,
European
numbers.
dance.
Oh yeah,
But
for
that's
sure.
house too. That's all house too. So it's like I don't know. You know what I mean?
Damn, you're gonna be so for our panels going forward. Like Chuck and Alvin are gonna be like and we're gonna bring in a resident house expert, Chuck Righteous. Chuck, please, can you weigh
I'm
in
no
on this
expert,
track?
man.
Tuning in live from
I'm
Lake in
no
the Hills,
expert,
Chuck
man.
Righteous. Yeah, man. See, I'm telling you. See, I'm glad I asked that question, man. I felt like, especially with this panel in particular, and then I didn't realize that D-Dub was going to be here, so I thought that question might be fitting to ask about EDM and house. Because you're right, and I think my 2 cents is as a non sort of house EDM guy, right? Like, but I'm getting into it. It is interpretation, right? It is about
Yeah.
when you put your sets together. Like when I was doing, and I like to lay claim to when I did my first DFH afters, and I didn't know what to play. I had a bunch of stuff in my crate. I wasn't even sure. I just played through them, listened to them, and said, okay, I'm not going to look at how they classify on the track. I'm just going to put them in the crate because I think they sound good together. And instinctively, it all became what was labeled bass house. I looked at the labels after I did the set. I was like, oh, so like I guess most of these, but it's still house. So I mean,
Filster out there triggering. Filster out there triggering.
It's EDM, not house.
see.
Let me ask you guys a question. Like, what do you think about a house track that samples a hip house record, or will actually have like a hip hop track that's just sped up with a house beat? I mean, that's still house though, like hip house and stuff like that.
Jungle Brothers?
I mean,
What's that?
Dave, did you ask Chuck about
Azalea
your track?
Banks.
What is that? What was that, RJ?
No, I was saying, did you ask Chuck about your track that you were trying to guess?
Yes, we've been trying to figure out the track as well, and
we're gonna find it. We'll find it.
we're gonna find the track. It's in my head.
Is this the one that you're trying to like hum and then
Yeah.
the words?
Yeah, I'm stuck in my head. I can hear the bass line in my head right now, and I can't.
What is it? Sing it.
Sing the bass line.
If you really came to party, we could do it. If you really came to party, we could party all night. It's a hip house track. And the bass line goes, it sounds like an old house song. It's like doon 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 doon. And it's
Is anybody shazamming this? Is it working?
Who played it?
Nobody played it. Middle of the night, one night, it popped in my head like, that's a hot ass track. What's the name of that?
That bass line sounds like I'm surprised that I remember when you
Kinda. It's
bum
kinda.
bum 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 bum
Yeah.
bum bum
Yeah.
Right,
bum.
but
Same cadence.
that has tone, right? It's going dun 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 dun. That has tone. This is just bass line that goes doom 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 doom. That's it. Just a straight bass line. So I can't. Yeah,
We're gonna start making acapella noises. It'll be an acapella group. No, let's figure that out. That's the mystery. Hopefully somebody clipped that so we can make that viral.
Yes.
And you Googled the lyrics?
Yes, I did every combination I could with quotations and everything. I couldn't get it.
I was searching for a good 2 hours, man, and then I'm gonna go through my own records to see if I got anything like that. You know what I mean? So,
Dude, Chuck
time.
kept sending me tracks and shit. This one.
Maybe
This
that's
one?
like that was like D-Double's
I was
way
at
of
a
like
hunt.
getting a playlist from somebody.
Man.
I want some new shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. just gets a bunch of new music.
Chuck done sent him like 40 songs, and then all of a sudden he does a set with all 40 in a crate.
No.
Like,
How come D Double stopped asking about that song? It's 'cause he got all the music he needed. That's why.
He sent me 3 hip house songs, bro.
oh, well, I think this is a good subject. I think we probably need to build on this because I feel like you can have this conversation in multiple verticals. I would say the same for like the hip hop heads who get asked, what's hip hop versus rap versus, and then you got purists like backpackers, like old school heads that'll be like, the shit you hear right now, that's not hip hop. But I mean, who's to say, right? The interpretation of hip hop. And I think that's the
Trap.
I think as a DJ, you can't take a hard stance. No pause.
And then I think you got DJs that represent the purest side of each genre, or like per se like hip hop, a purist hip hop DJ that will step out of their box and play other types of like into that rap game, or like house DJs like that purist like pure house DJs as they're labeled that will step out and play some EDM-ish tracks, and so who's and that's coming from the person that like is on the platform, so that kind of shows that
Yeah.
who are you to say
My question, this is gonna sound like some stony stuff, but what is a genre really, right? I think like as a DJ, you use genres to sort of like categorize and like compartmentalize music, so you play it like certain genres together, and you're able to like feed a room. What I wanted to ask a couple minutes ago was, what is your definition of EDM?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. All right, Chuck, take that one.
EDM to me is, essentially what it is, electronic dance music, right? That's what it stands for. So to me, just something very produced, something very polished. You know what I mean? I feel like, as with me, I like my house a little bit more deconstructed, a little bit more raw, a little bit more like 808, just produced really roughly. As opposed to EDM, I feel EDM is just real. It's a production, man. It's almost like a lot of production,
A lot more layers maybe
vocals,
to it.
yeah, a lot more layers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's how I
musical.
feel.
It's very musical,
Very
orchestrated,
electronic.
very electronic.
Very electronic.
Okay. Alvin?
Yeah, Chuck said it right, but I could add on to that. Maybe I always think of it as like big room, like at the club,
Yeah.
and more for the masses, maybe. But
Like
I don't know.
anthems? You think like more anthems, big room, like
Yes.
Yeah,
big drops and then knob turning moments, right? With a bass drop. Yeah. No, that's I mean, and that's it. But it's a good question though. I like it. It's a good answer.
I like what he
I
said.
don't
More for the masses. I like when you said that. More for the masses. Like it's gonna appeal to a bigger audience. You know.
because at a time there was like progressive, right? And would you I want to ask, like, would you consider that EDM at the time?
I would.
Is that my wife? She vacuuming?
Yeah.
Hold up a second.
Oh, I love progressive. Shout out to Chris Mix, who is my progressive.
I think the music's always
progressive.
the music is always evolved from something. So why wouldn't you expect it to evolve into EDM? You know what I mean? And go on that tangent. No, because I mean, technically, house evolved from your soulful, your disco.
Right.
Naturally, it's going to evolve into something else. You know?
Right.
So,
I mean,
So
we were talking about
what-
purists, and we were talking about purists and genres, but I think like the internet changed all that shit. Like these genres and these pockets of music used to be regional and like local in these spots, but like now it's like you can listen to all kinds of music from anywhere, and then that influences the way you make music. So like to have something that's strictly some kind of genre or some kind of style, like that doesn't exist anymore. I think so this idea of like a purist, like you kind of don't hold weight just because there's so much evolution and collaboration and just combination of different types of shit.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's what that's what I take away from like the Hoy too, is it's very eclectic. This like in the mixing you can hear a lot of genres like in one set, which is cool.
Yeah.
Or like styles of that genre.
Okay, look at Andrew's answer in the chat. All of these things just become pop. You see, it's like it's so funny. Like we, like to Kid Chris's point, even just in general, like we try to put these like songs in a bucket, but as like with the advent of internet and like song digging, right? It's not, you're not going to record shops anymore and like finding like underground vinyl. It's like you have access to everything. Like everyone has access to the same sources now. So in a way, it's almost like you're writing your own narrative. Like you could spin it to be whatever you want. Like I said, I put a set together and then I coined it EDM. But is it an EDM set? I don't know. Like maybe somebody listens to that and says it's not. But
So here's what's funny in context for everything. I got called out this week.
oh, this is it. Here we go. This is. Can we focus on D Double's face, Kid Chris? Because this is the story we were waiting to come out. This is why I asked the EDM house question. Just reel them in. So here we go. Focus on D Double. Let's hear the story because I'd like the chat to weigh in as well, and then obviously this panel. But
Switching.
Hold on, that's Christian.
There we go. It's a little.
And there, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm almost there.
I got you. Okay.
There we are. So, no names, no nothing. I was doing a stream. It was a house music stream. And somebody in the chat called me out and said, "This is not house. This is
What?
EDM." And I was like, "Excuse me." And then I got triggered, of course, but I slowed down. I stopped. But within that whole, I called him out, I did everything. But within that whole thing, he kept saying that so here's, my sets, man. I play everything, everywhere. I don't care what genre. I don't care if you're telling me it's house. I'm going to play a set, and I don't care what the hell it is. So my set started with disco house, with Chicago old school disco house. I played The Bottle. I played some Shaka Khan. I played something, and then I went into, I guess you can call it an EDM track, but it's still house to me, right? So I played it. And in the middle, okay, that's loud. In the middle of that, this guy pops on and he's like, yeah,
Do you
this
know
is
him? Do you know who,
No,
who it was?
I don't know him. I mean, I know him. I know him now. I know his name. I follow him.
You know me.
He definitely knows me. But yeah, no. Yeah, he told me it wasn't EDM. I told Christian the song, and he's just like, yeah, it was barely. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think it's barely any EDM. It's very housey to me. But I mean, I don't know. But he said by the end of the stream, after he disappeared because I was calling him out, by the end of the stream, he came back on. He's like, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying that this is not house. This is EDM. I said, EDM is house. He's like, EDM is not house. I said, well, I need to make it. I said, I need to make it.
Can I play it? Can I play it? Can you give me the track? I'll play it.
Shoot. Hold on. I got to pull
It's
it
like,
up.
and then everyone in the chat goes, why did he ask that question? There we
Christian,
go.
do you know the name of the song I was playing? Damn, I got to pull it up again.
No.
Hold on.
Why can't dudes look at a DJ and just appreciate what he's doing? I don't understand that. Man.
Yeah, off
You know what I'm
GP,
saying?
Like,
like,
hating, dude. It's like the haters.
The
hater
man's up
awards.
there playing music. The man's a legend. You feel me?
Charlie Fresco's
Right.
blood is
I'm
boiling.
heated, bro.
He didn't
I'm
know
heated,
this
man.
was Violator All
about
Star
to pull up,
DJ.
man.
He
I'm about
was
to pull
he was
up,
talking with.
Was it?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Shield of
You're
righteousness.
right back, Facebook users.
Hold on, I'll pull it up. It's taking a minute, though, but I'll pull it up. But anyway, yes. That's it. That's it.
Well, off GP, right? I think he's out of bounds for making that comment in the stream.
Yes.
If he's got something to say to you, or you got something to say to somebody, take that conversation offline. Fuck, I said it. Take the conversation offline. Send a DM. Send, you know what I'm saying? Be like, yo, I loved your set, or cool, I listened to your set. You know, I had a question. Like, this, I don't think this is house, but that's an opinion.
Yes.
But when you make your opinion known on a stream on public chat, now you're attacking somebody, right? So
Is he a DJ? Do you know? Do you know if he's a DJ?
he is.
Yeah,
He's a
DJ,
DJ.
yeah.
Well,
After I followed him, I listened to his streams, his VODs. He's playing deep house. Okay, bro, you're playing house, but don't tell me that's the only. Oh, and then by the end, right? I took him on a ride, and I ended up playing some deeper house later, right? I'm playing Jill Scott Free.
Jill Scott. Yep.
The freaking remix, the house remix, and he's like, "Oh, the track, that's my jam. That's the track."
yeah, that's what they call in this industry liberties. People lay claim to knowing or like categorizing and do, you know what I'm saying? So like their opinion is what's canon, right? That we're supposed to follow that.
Yeah, it's like he's saying you're not playing the type of house that I want to listen to.
Exactly. Yes.
He could have said that.
Yeah.
That's a valid statement. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you're just not playing the house that I'm feeling. Okay, cool.
No.
I think the guy should have stepped back and just appreciate that he's getting exposed to something that he might not listen to. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
A dope track that this DJ thinks is hot. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to educate you, man. You should appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, like that's dope, man. I didn't think I could play that like that, but you're playing it well. D Double don't play no garbage, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, man.
I didn't play anything crazy where he would have been offended, like, oh, this is terrible. No, I played something that went with whatever I was playing. So I was like, come on, man. Like, really? I have no genre boundaries, bro. I have no genre boundaries.
I'm curious.
Let's not discount that his haterade forced us to talk about this. So
no,
it's
and
not,
so that's
not
why I
an
asked the
entirely
question.
bad thing. Right?
It isn't, because it opened
That's
up
why
a discussion about.
I was in that chat. I was in that chat, and I didn't want to give it attention because I'm like, and I was getting ready to set up too because I was on the same bill. So I didn't even want to give it attention. I'm like, fuck that, you know.
Yeah.
I looked into the camera. So, which direction would you like me to play?
You handled it so well too. Like that was your stream. You handled it well, D-Dub.
Oh,
like
I pissed.
You're like, man, I will agree to disagree with you, and that's fine. You know?
Oh my god, I was
Yeah.
pissed.
I would have started. I would have started swearing at him in Spanish, man. I don't give a fuck. Man.
See, this
I'd
is
be like,
why.
hey, vete pa'l carajo, vete pa'l carajo, coño. That's what
This is why. This is why Chuck
But,
is Hoy, because I thought that we were soft. I was like, we need somebody that'll.
It's good that we're talking about this, man, because I mean that stuff does happen, man. You will encounter a hater here and there, and it's good that you talk about how do you handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
But let me ask this then, like as a follow-up question.
you boil it down. I am sensitive. I got feelings too, man. So like, you know what I mean?
Like, do you think this would have happened at the club?
It happens at the club.
But like, someone goes up,
Oh, yeah.
so someone goes up to the booth is like, this is not real house music. Like, can you stop?
No. It's the promoters in the club. The promoters are like, "Yo, this is not what we want to hear
Can you
right
play
now." This
hip
ain't-
hop? Play some real hip hop.
Yeah, play some real hip hop.
Yeah.
What you mean
Exactly.
country grammar's not real hip hop? That's fucked up.
I played New Year's
like Nelly.
Eve in New York City. Or it was actually in New Jersey, facing the like in Hoboken or whatever, right? At the W Hotel.
Two.
And I'm playing, and after midnight, some dude comes and shuts my laptop.
Wow.
And the music dies.
Okay, so already he don't fuck.
Wow.
Can y'all hear me on this one? Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah, we hear you.
Listen, this is the song.
Sounds like hard house to me.
Yeah, it sounds like hard house or even like borderline techno. Also, the big drop.
Oh yeah. Showtime.
Down, bang, bang. I hit the ground, bang, bang.
That's my shit.
Play this song for this part, and they told me this wasn't out.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean,
So should I shift my thinking to big room instinctively? This is big room.
Right here.
What happened? What happened when he shut your laptop? I mean, what happened?
I had to wait for my Serato to come back on. And for the music
The
to
whole
come out.
club?
Yeah, the whole club just went silent.
wow.
Yeah.
That's
Like yo,
baffling right there.
it was like facing Manhattan on the on the Hoboken side,
Wow.
at the W Hotel. He just came and shut my laptop.
Somebody would have got cut.
Hater.
Man. Fuck that.
Shut that laptop down.
I couldn't even see who it was because he just
That's-
like shut it and ran away.
Oh my god, man.
Because that's somebody like fucking with your money kind of deal.
Wait, hold on. So
You know what I
this
mean?
is the W Hoboken. I remember W Hoboken. I played there as well, but they were really
Chandelier
picky.
room.
They were really picky about people that play there, right? That's the one, right?
Yeah. It's at the Chandelier Room. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember somebody we both know got kicked out of there as well.
Wow.
Fight night, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Well, whoever shut Kid Chris's laptop,
We looking
don't
for
let me catch you slipping.
So I just
looking
want
for you, man.
I just want to say real quick, like with house music. So when I kind of first started, I felt like house music to me lived and died with like the B96 mix masters, right? It was like whatever they started. I believe it came from techno or tech house because I was exposed to techno because of like my sisters and that whole like techno era was dope, and then that kind of moved to house that Bobby D and Bad Boy Bill were all playing, and then UC house, and then you have Latin. I mean, I know there was different forms of house in the '90s, but it was a lot easier to distinct than like what Christian was saying. Local was really Chicago. Local was there was so many different types of house, but it was all the same because it was all like Chicago house. Now it's impossible to really distinguish.
There was an era after that on Q101 with like Sonic Boom with like Justin Long and that group of DJs, which was like the after the B96 like part.
Yeah,
which is when I was really like digging a lot, during that time.
Man.
I mean, like literally digging like for those tracks. Yeah,
Green Velvet too, and man, they were killing it, man. They were playing a lot of underground Chicago house you can only get in Chicago record stores. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You had to go to gramophones. You had to go to another level or
Hot Jams
on Archer. You had to go to these record stores to get Chicago house music. It was still being produced in Chicago. You know, I think it was even
Right.
being
But
pressed in
it
Chicago
wasn't
too,
it
man,
wasn't
you know?
on that commercial level of like B96.
Yeah.
That level.
No.
I
Not
don't even want to say
another man
commercial.
to see.
Yeah.
You know, Bad Boy Bill,
It's
when he
just
would drop a
night.
record, he would make or break a record. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go back and listen
Right.
to like him "Follow Me" by Alias. That was all Bad Boy Bill because DJ Sneak told him, "Yo, you gotta play this record. This record's hot." He dropped that record. That record went crazy because of Bad Boy Bill dropping it on B96. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
them dudes, they made or break. They broke records. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
That's
yo,
Yeah.
sorry.
I feel like there's a lot of house music that y'all would like if that was like your like, especially if you're like minimalist house is like your thing. I think that a lot of tech house right now would suit your fancy. Chris Lake.
I would toss
Magneto.
the define
Chris
tech house
Lake.
K, but we don't have time for that question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't have time.
Because I love
Shiba-san,
tech house, too, man. I
Shiba-san's
love
dope
it all,
too.
man.
Let's talk
So
about
look.
Euro though. Can we talk about Euro? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Here
There
we
we go.
go.
I was like, I can't right click on this window. Fuck. I would turn this shit on. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Euro. It's another. I mean, obviously, I don't know the genre. I just, as a listener, perhaps maybe in the
Shout out
crowd.
to RJ.
Shout out to RJ, who's a big Euro head, and a Total who
Huge
plays a
Euro
lot of
guy.
Euro too.
I believe that that definitely was kind of the beginnings of EDM, in my opinion, right?
Yes.
Euro kind of started that.
yeah.
Then it went
Yeah.
to
Well, in my
Euro.
opinion, it's not. So what do you?
No, that's not
I'm playing.
the
I'm playing.
beginning. Is
Euro became Euro aggressive, and then became progressive.
Oh,
And then
Facebook.
progressive.
See you in 2 minutes. 'Cause you're
See,
gonna be
progressive was early EDM, was it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Correct. I
No,
would agree on
that's
that.
100%. That's 100% because Voltaire and I used to hate it, and that turned into EDM.
Eternity. Yeah. So look.
But wind it back even further. Euro came from Italo house, so I mean, you know what I mean? It's like
Italian.
whatever.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
See?
What about before that?
classic.
The caveman house.
Italo house came from these Italian producers wanted to keep disco
Yeah.
alive because
Oh, bro.
disco was dead, and they were making their
Italo.
own disco, and then Chicago DJs found that sound. They were like, man, we need to start playing this, and all right,
Bro.
man, it's time for another show.
And then it came
That
from Dave House.
Italo house, when it used to be played on on BMX, that was when I stopped
Fire.
recording. That was when I would stop recording when I was younger. And then as I
Really?
got older, I appreciated it. I was like, oh my God, these are the jams. And then in my head, I'm like, these are the shits that I used to shut off. I hated this shit, but I love it. Like it's so good, dude.
I admittedly made jokes about D-Double becoming an EDM DJ when I got back into DJing, and so obviously back then, prior to Twitch and all of this, my history with Dave was like we were doing hip hop stuff. So it's like all of a sudden I see him spinning, he's turning knobs, and then like, I'm like, what is this? Like, what are you playing right now?
We got a purist on our hands here, guys.
Oh boy! So look, hey, look, I know we're at time.
This is why.
All right, we're at time. We're at time.
Yeah.
We're at time. So look,
Hold on. EDM stands for every damn musics. That's it.
every damn music. That's it.
Bro. That's
Should be that. Yep.
That's
That
it.
sounds like my Puerto Rican uncle said that.
Yeah. You have to say it
EDM, papi, every damn music. Come on,
every
come on,
damn
papi.
musics.
Yeah. All right, here, check it out. We're revealing the next character, the next draft class member. And Alvin, I'm gonna put you in a spot here for a sec.
Sure,
I'm gonna
sure.
have you introduce him because obviously when we cue the raid, people are gonna know who it is. But I want to give you some. Maybe you can give him a little intro, some background on the next draft class member. Alvin's
Yes.
like, which time slot is this shit?
Give me.
Put it in the private chat.
It's starts with a letter.
Are you gonna get it?
Okay.
Here we
Okay.
go. You got it. Intro.
All right. So this brother, I saw him on a DFH lineup a couple months ago, or no, not even a couple months. Like
No, it was last year,
Last
yeah.
year. My bad.
Last year.
My bad. And blew my mind. He was playing shit that I really like to play, and I'm like, who is this guy? And
Who's this guy?
Who's
Yeah.
this guy?
Yeah.
but I was just listening. I was kind of lurking, like folding some laundry, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta stop folding laundry. I gotta tune in, and then I'm like, oh man, we gotta get this guy on one of our Baha'i Fridays because this is the shit I want to hear. And ever since then, I never stopped like tuning in, and to the point where I got to play with him on his first night at Arbea. So much love to Quicktastic.
Hey. Nick the Quick. Before we raid, CJ does have a point, and I'll just quickly announce that.
Man.
We know that the Hoy DJ moment of the week, obviously, was the D-Double house moment. That's why we brought that up, because I'm like figuring that's got to be the highlight of this week, and that's why this whole conversation was driven. As to the Hoy DJ of the week, quickly around the room, I would say to me it's Zell, and that's why I made that statement in the beginning, because I'm like, I feel like every flyer that came out on Discord the whole week had Zell somewhere. So just off of effort alone, let alone she's dope too, but man, so shout out to DJ Zell. That's my pick. We'll go around the room quickly before we raid. Hoy DJ of the week, RJ.
I'm not gonna argue with Zell. She is the homie, the sister. She was killing it this week.
D-Double.
I semi-agree with Zell. I didn't see that many flyers of hers, but I did book her for something this week, which I knew made her busy. So I would go with Zell, but I also want to second the notion for Chuck Righteous coming in pinch hitting.
Hey.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
thank you.
For sure.
Big ups, big ups.
Big ups, Chuck Righteous.
And he snapped.
When does he do? When does he not snap? Is the
I'm
real
telling
question.
you, he was holding out with the music. He pulled him out of nowhere. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Kay, real quick, DJ of the week.
Let's go, Chuck. I'll go, Chuck.
We got the 2 votes Chuck, 2 votes Zell. Kid Chris.
I'll have to toss it up to Zell, but with an honorable mention with Rex,
The call to the pen?
CJ,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Sabado,
Yes!
with their IRL pop-up.
The IRL pop-up at DJ Rex's crib.
That's
And
right.
then honorable mention moment, getting love from Cleveland Terry again. So
Scratch sessions. Yeah, thanks to some guy that went in there and clipped that, because that was
Another honorable mention: B and K coming and jumping on the boys scratch.
Jumping on scratch sessions. Yeah.
IRL. Yep.
Out of their comfort zone. So that's why when we get Chuck, we're gonna get Chuck to commit to doing the scratch sessions. It'll be all of the beginners like me too. So we'll all get in there. And
If
RJ
we
will
can
do
do
the
it,
masterclass.
you can do it.
That's
Let's
it.
go.
No, for sure though.
I gotta get on that too.
No, let's think about a structure, some master class. I did do that for Tocino Tuesday. They want to bring me back for second class, and I felt that a lot of those guys all in the same boat. They all DJ, but they just never really got it broken down to basics of scratching. So
By the way, I love that Quick is like commenting in the chat, and he's up already. So it's pretty fun.
He's like,
with that,
yes.
he's like, guys, we're 5 minutes over.
Guys.
Or DJ of the
So look,
week. What else?
Congratulations to Zell. Well, I'll just go ahead and say DJ of the week, moment of the week. I think again we talked about it at length with DJ D-Double's house validation question from the chat. Honorable mention to Chuck Righteous and the IRL stream from DJ Rex's house. And I think we covered everything, right? So congratulations to the new draft member, Quicktastic. We'll be rating out. And then at the end of Quicktastic's set, you will find out who the 4th draft class member is. But we'll let Quicktastic build into that. So anyways, we're about to rate out. Chat, thank you for allowing us to borrow your time. This is the Hoy Luck Club. This is every Sunday. Hoy It's Sunday. You're going to have the panel. We'll have more time for Q&A, but right now we're just sort of test running the time. So with that, let's go ahead and cue up the raid. Everybody stick around for the raid, please. Give love to the brother Quicktastic.
Let's go.
The newly coined Hoy Luck Club member, Quicktastic. Here we go.
Let's go.
And y'all make sure you
Quick,
stay for
congratulations,
after,
Quick. We love you, bro.
after Quick set too.
Love you, brother, man. Welcome.
Quick's a bad motherfucker, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
See? That's what I'm saying. Chuck is a bad motherfucker, though. That's why we brought him in here.
Nah, man.
Look at Chuck's picture.
Yeah, Yo,
Yo.
hey, shout out to
man.
whoever made me look hard like that. That's dumb, man.
You made yourself look hard.
Hard, bro.
Yeah, man.
No, man. I was looking hard right there, bro.
We're muting Facebook again.
Oh,
See, this becomes like a channel redemption at some point. It's like in the middle of like the panel. You play that song.
My screen is kind of.
how can you not? Pop
Yeah, when you hear Planet Rock, doom,
Oh, shit.
yeah, of course. You always have to. Are you having a problem with the raid button? Are we still stuck on?
Yeah.
It's there.
I don't see the raid button.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, it's going.
It's going.
I don't. Is there a timer? You guys see a timer?
There's
there?
a timer. It's it's almost at
okay.
the end of.
There it is.
Is my computer's lagging here.
It'll be 5 seconds. It's gonna happen. Chat,
3,
stick
2.
around.
Thank you, Cape Monix, for the countdown.
There it is. The raid is off.
All right,
there.
There he is. Okay.
And broadcast.
Rated.
Are we off? Are we offline right now?
Not yet. Yeah, don't say anything just yet, Dave.